is Paolo Impagliazzo, Secretary General of the Community of Sant'Egidio. First of all, let me say thank you to the government of Kenya for hosting the meeting of the Rome Initiative for the political dialogue in South Sudan. We are thankful to His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta and Her Excellency Ambassador Raicello Mamo for their support to this meeting. Thank you very much. I would like also to express my gratitude to His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the Special Envoy for South Sudan, for being here today, following and supporting this initiative. Thank you very much. I would like also to congratulate with the delegation of the revitalized government of the Republic of South Sudan, led by Barnaba Benjamin Marial, and the delegation of Soma, led by Honorable Paganamun Okiech of Real SPLM, and General Paul Malonga 1A of SSUF/A. Thank you very much for your presence and for your effort in these days. I would like also to thank Ambassador Ismail Wais, Special Envoy of IGAD for South Sudan. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for your presence and for the support you gave and you are giving to the Rome Initiative, following us since the beginning and supporting this initiative since the beginning. Let me say that this initiative is complementary to the initiative led by IGAD that brought to the RRCs for South Sudan. The Rome Initiative is aimed to bring the non-signatories to the RRCs into the peace process. And so the Sant'Egidio initiative is just complementary to what IGAD is doing and did to achieve a long-lasting and all-inclusive peace for South Sudan. In these days, we are here to discuss and to implement the Rome Resolution and the Rome Declaration that were signed at the beginning of 2020, and we already agreed, the parties already agreed on the recommitment of the cessation of hostilities agreement of 2017 and to the Rome Declaration and Rome Resolution. We already achieved a common declaration on this recommitment. We are also working on a declaration of principles, and we are very happy because we already agree on most of the issue in this declaration of principles, but still something has to be discussed. But we are optimistic that the discussion will bring us somewhere. I'm quite optimistic. Finally, I would like to thank the presence, acknowledge the presence of the Uganda Special Envoy, Madam Betty Bigombe, the close friends of Sant'Egidio, also following the Rome Initiative since the beginning. Thank you very much, Madam. We are very close to the International Women's Day, and your presence is a good auspice for these talks. Thank you very much for being here. I now give the floor to the Special Envoy, His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Paolo, who is excellent with pronouncing African names. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to address the media. Our presence in Naivasha today, and in the case of these wonderful delegations, the last 2 days, brings to mind the significance of the Naivasha peace process, which led in 2005 to the signing in Nairobi of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement. And therefore, July the 9th of this year will mark the 10th year of independence of the Republic of South Sudan. So the community of St. Egidio, with whom I've worked severally, is an amazing community based in Rome, and this is why they are referring to this as the Rome Initiative, complementary to the IGAD process over the Republic of South Sudan. Not to be confused with anything like competition, but they normally operate under the radar. And I can tell our viewers, they're the most effective in terms of achieving diplomatic outcomes that are normally very helpful to people in conflict. The case of Mozambique stands out as the most outstanding. Therefore, Paolo and Professor Mario want to thank you and for having chosen to come to Kenya. A little warmer than Rome. But and so consider that this is important. Therefore, we wish our people, our brothers and sisters of South Sudan well. We know that they have to overcome certain hurdles in order to realize national unity and cohesion. But when in February last year, it's exactly slightly over 1 year, when the transitional arrangements came into force, because then we are talking about pre-transition. But when President Salva Kiir saw into place the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, and 4 other Vice Presidents, that marked the beginning of the transition period, which hopefully will come to an end soon, culmination of which will be a general election for the people of South Sudan, and be able then to usher in the democratic transition, which is so important. As you all know, it's a very important country, not just within the IGAD region, but even within the community of East African states. Member, South Sudan is a member of the East African community. And so I'm sure the remaining hurdles, because these brothers, Pagana Mom, General Malong, we met Thomas Cirillo as well in Rome. We hope that soon everybody will find it easy to go back home to Juba, to South Sudan, and to be able to build one solid, most progressive African state. Because as we all know, it's a country endowed with natural resources which are actually unmatched. And so we wish our brothers and sisters in the Republic of South Sudan well. And the fact that both General Malong and Pagana Mum were able to make it to this conference is important, because they're all committing to cessation of hostilities, and the ceasefire arrangements should continue to hold. We pray that the people of South Sudan, particularly the government, the Artigono, the revitalized transitional government of national unity, will be able to complete the final stages in terms of, for instance, unification of the armed forces, and also making sure that, of course, President Salva Kiir, I'm sure, like all other heads of state, are very busy fighting this COVID pandemic. So we wish you well. We wish these friends very well. My sister Betty Bigome, if you allow me, I'll ask her to come and make a remark, because if she doesn't, we'll all be guilty of some unwritten offenses. And of course, our brother Weiss, the special envoy of IGAD, is actually our big brother. So you want to go first? Yep. Yeah.
Your Excellency, Alonso Musyoka, Special Envoy to South Sudan, Sentitio, the Secretary General and his team, and our brothers from the government of South Sudan, and the delegation from Soma, both Paganamo as well as General Paul Malong. when I was told this meeting would take place in Naivasha, what came into my mind immediately was that the spirit of CPA would prevail on this meeting, so that by the time we walk away, we would have reached some agreement that will give the hope to the people of South Sudan. We are extremely grateful to the government of Kenya for hosting this meeting. We hope we will not disappoint our hosts by walking away without having agreed on the pertinent issues that we are here to deliberate on. So far, I want to thank and congratulate both the government of South Sudan as well as SOMA delegation. We've had a cordial discussion. There's not been any bitter disagreement. There are some issues that are not solvable, that are solvable, that we are still going to discuss. In mediation or any peace processes, engagement is paramount. And once the parties are talking to one another, they're engaging one another, then there's a lot of hope. Thanks again for giving me opportunity to greet everybody in here and to thank you all for being here. Thank you. Asante sana.
Good afternoon. Indeed, it is a great pleasure to be here, and I would like to thank the parties here at the government of Artisanal and Soma delegation, as well as the St. Gidio, the very good work and engagement that they have done it up to now. South Sudan is the youngest nation on earth. They are very dear to the region and very important. That's why we are doing everything possible that the people of South Sudan live in peace with themselves and with the region as soon as possible. Soon they will be marking 10 years of independence, and we would like to see that by that date that the government of the Republic of South Sudan, Artisanal, is fully established, and that the South Sudanese in general have committed themselves to a sustainable peace for their country. We have done a tremendous steps so far, and I would like to thank the Rome Initiative and the parties themselves, the engagement they are showing, and the commitment that they are displaying so far to reach a sustainable peace in their country. I would like to congratulate them to continue this with this manner and use the time which is remaining, in fact, also to make their people who are waiting from them, to come to a conclusion as soon as possible, and that we will, at the end of this session, have reached a very remarkable mark. Thank you very much indeed, and I would like to give the floor to the Secretary General.
Before Paulo takes over, before Paulo introduces the parties,
Allow me to recognize actually the presence of a very important Kenyan who is the chair of RJMEC, that stands for, again, these acronyms, Revitalized Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission. The chairperson is General Gitwai. I don't know whether he wants to say something because it is important. A lot of Kenyans don't know this face because our generals like to fight and relate to, but this one is a diplomat. Sir General, just say something.
then you can now take over.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We as RJMEC, as you recall, we are the chair of the constituted Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission. We are responsible to monitor the implementation of the peace agreement. And for us, this is a great occasion to see the two teams agreeing to at least be part of the solution to the conflict. And it's a great honor to be here to talk about this. Having been appointed chair of RJMEC and having been following out the issues regarding the implementation, I would like to say that this is progress and we are looking forward to more progress. We will in Rome also discussing with the other party, and we are looking forward to all the parties agreeing to talk about this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sao Paulo.
I would like to acknowledge also the presence of the United Nations, the European Union representatives, as well as the UK representative, the Italian representative, Swiss representatives, and the Sudan representative here in Naivasha. Thank you very much for your presence and for your support. I would like to give the floor to the head of the Transitional Government of National Unity Delegation, Honorable Barnaba Marial Benjamin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paulo Implorasio. I would like to recognize and applaud the presence of a great champion of peace, Honorable Stephen Musyoka, a person who has lived the problem of South Sudan, looking for peace, helping our peace process to the level we signed the comprehensive peace agreement. In fact, he started since he was a foreign minister, and I think he has come a long way. So we are happy to be here as a government delegation with the full mandate of our government and our president. And the most interesting, as Honorable Coronzo was saying, is that we are back in the home of peace for the Republic of South Sudan, this town of Naivasha. So we have the spirits are here, and I think we'll have to come, and indeed, with our colleagues in the opposition, SOMA, we are determined to bring peace to our people. We would like also to recognize the envoy of Uganda, a country that has done tremendously for peace in the Republic of South Sudan. And we are extremely delighted to know that the spirit and the feelings of His Holiness Pope Francis has inspired this peace process through the mediation of San Egidio. And I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, and the all signatories who are here, we have the IGAD representative, we have also the representation from the other countries that are attending, the officials, like General Charles, we call him Charles, it's easy for us, that they are working tremendously to help us to bring peace. But the message we can give you is that Kenya, Uganda, and many other countries have done a lot to bring about peace in our country. So it is our combined responsibility, both my brother, Honorable Pagana Mu, and the other brother, General Paul Malone, representing the parties, that we will be able to do our utmost in order to bring peace to our people that have been yearning, that they needed stability, they needed that South Sudan actually should be a decent country with dignity in the family of the East African community, as well as in IGAD. So I can promise, and I'm sure my colleagues in the opposition will know, that we are all determined that we leave this holy place of peace for South Sudan with something tangible, something which is good, that actually reflects peace for our people in South Sudan. And thank you for all the assistance we have got from you, the citizens of this country, the educating our children. We have all our refugees are here. It has always been home to us, and you have been concerned as Kenyans and as Ugandans that in many other countries that South Sudan must be assisted. I can assure you, Honorable Envoy, we are going to be 10 months from coming in, and a 10-month baby is able to sing Happy Birthday. So we are going to sing it very well, and therefore we need to prove that by us walking away with the peace process with our fellow countrymen with whom we are talking. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would like to acknowledge also the presence of the Deputy Chairperson of the CDSAM, as we said, we already signed a recommitment to the cessation of hostilities, and the presence of General Dafal Hamid Mohammed, is the deputy chairperson of CITISAM, is really very important, because the inclusion of these SOMA parties into the CITISAM is also something very important, a key important role is played by the CITISAM. Thank you very much, General Dafalla. I give the floor to General Paul Malone, leader of SSUF, part of SOMA. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paulo, and I just acknowledge the presence of Kenyan envoy to Southern Sudan, Stephen Kulonso Masioka, and Mama Betty Ugomba. Again, the IGAD envoy to Southern Sudan, Ismail Wise, and General that in charge of monitoring team in Southern Sudan and his deputy. It's a pleasure today for us to commit ourselves of what we are saying here in front of the media, which will disseminate what we have said here to the whole world, what we have said today. In fact, we are not different people. The two delegations are not different people. They are people of one nation, and they are people also of one struggle that we have fought for it, for our independent day, that people are talking today, that we will mark 10 years of our young nation. All of us who are in two delegations agree that there is a problem in Southern Sudan. Just we are looking for how we just come together and resolve it. That is the issue that have taken us 2 days in Naivasha. We have a belief that Kenya is an important nation to South Sudan. And before I could come to be an opposition here, I was just discussing it with the leaders of South Sudan. President Salva himself, how the Kenya is important to us. The way we should be related to Kenya will not be the same that we related to Uganda. Although both are important, and the way we will be related to Uganda will not be the way we will be related to Ethiopia. This is in clauses. We are bordering 6 countries in our small Southern Sudan. And we must design a way that we should be related to those 6 countries. 6 countries, including the remain part of Sudan. Remain part of Sudan is very, 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 very important to us. It's very important to us to the level that we are sharing some resources that are just created by God, not anyone to determine who should have them and who should not have them. And for some people to know what I'm saying, Our neighbors in northern Sudan, which is Sudan of today, some of them spent 4 months in Sudan. In Sudan, 4 months in Sudan, and 8 months in Southern Sudan. It's something that you can see that we have separated politically, but we are very related in so many ways in life. Let me tell you also that East Africa to Southern Sudan is very important, and very soon after we go, whether we go as an opposition or we go as a government, those who will take over South Sudan will be East African students who are schooling in Uganda, Kenya, and the rest of East Africa. They will just match with their colleagues from East Africa with hand to hand. All these that are schooling here. And I can mark, that is my son who have finished school, it's finished university in Nairobi University. He doesn't know Southern Sudan more than Kenya. So we are one people, and Your Excellency, try your best. Advise President Uhuru. Frankly, I know he's a man of the people to assist South Sudan to stand in peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, General Malong. Give the floor to Honorable Pagana Moon, leader of Real SPLM, part of SOMA.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paulo. Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Special Envoy, Kenya Special Envoy to South Sudan, His Excellency Dr. Ismail Wise, Special Envoy to South Sudan, IGAD Special Envoy to South Sudan, and Chief Mediator for the RRCs, and Ambassador Betty Gombe, Special Envoy of Uganda to South Sudan, all the envoys, and Representative Chair and Deputy Chair of JMAC or RJMAC, and representative of other organizations and countries attending here. We are very pleased to be back in Naivasha, and His Excellency reminded us of those days when they helped us resolve the problem of Sudan and signing the CPA. I believe myself, I lived here in Naivasha in Simba Lodge for nearly 2.5 years, and that is where we were negotiating the peace agreement. I am sure the spirit of Naivasha is with us today, and I'm sure that very spirit has inspired us as the two delegations, and in the last 3 days we have had very intense but successful engagement, discussion and negotiation of the issues that we have on agenda, and we are proud to report to you that we were able to sign declaration of recommitment to cessation of hostilities and to the Rome Declaration and the Rome Resolution, and we have taken a step and agreed on steps to establish mechanisms and channel of communication for the inclusion of the SOMA delegation into, or the SOMA teams are representative into the evaluation ceasefire and CITISM, which is Ceasefire and Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, that is monitoring the cessation of hostilities. That is a very important step forward. We believe that as Soma representative here today, we believe in the unity of Soma, and we call on our colleagues in Soma, representing the parties in South Sudan National Democratic Alliance, that we work to overcome whatever that caused the split within us, so that we are back as united to put our energies to resolve the problem facing our country. And we hope that in the next round, all the parties, the Soma representing the South Sudan National Democratic Alliance parties and the Soma representing SSUF and Real SPLM, we come together in one room together with the government, so that we tackle this problem all together and no one is left behind, so that we can have an inclusive peace process. Yesterday and today we have been engaged in discussing and negotiating a declaration of principle, to agree on a declaration of principle that would guide us and be the basis and framework for negotiating the detailed political issues and the political dialogue that we are in. I'm happy to report to you, as my colleagues and as the Sant'Egidio mediation presented to you, that we have actually made a lot of progress. 95% of the issues in our agenda, we have covered them and we have reached agreement. We are intensely discussing this evening and tomorrow morning. Hopefully we reach agreement on the declaration of principles, so that we can progress with the rest of the details of the political dialogue that we are engaged in. We promise our people that we will leave no stone unturned until we solve all the issues, all the outstanding issues, so that we can have peace. And we pray that with the 10th anniversary of our independence, we will be able to celebrate this in a comprehensive peace and inclusive peace that include all our people, to give our people a chance to be able to rebuild their broken lives. Our people have been in conflict after conflict for many generations. And we had hoped that with independence we would leave conflicts and wars behind us. Unfortunately, this has happened, and now we are determined more than any other time to achieve peace in our country. I thank you very much.
In conclusion, I would like to thank and to acknowledge the presence of the press. The entire world is passing through a very difficult period, the pandemic, and the world need good news. So thank you very much for your job, for what you are doing, and thanks to the delegation that are working closely to achieve something. Thank you very much.